Good morning, everybody. Buenos dias. How are you feeling this morning? We're on day 157 of the year. It's the cycle of a new day, a new morning. So hopefully you are resting and relaxing a little and leaning into some yin time as we start the day. That's what the mornings are all about, starting the cycle in yin and eventually moving around to the yang. As we know, the yin and the yang is the balance of the opposites and the balance of cycles. And everything that we do in this life is a cycle. So just thinking about that this morning as we enjoy the beautiful morning. It's a gorgeous day here in Cape Town in South Africa. As I said, we're on day 157 of the year. So grab your books, grab your journal and something to write with. Find a nice quiet and comfy place where you're not going to be disturbed for the next 15 minutes while we read together. Open that book up to page 157 and let's start reading together on the subject of optimal. If you are best in the morning, cultivate Tao in the morning. If you are best in the evening, cultivate Tao in the evening. So that's actually a nice thing to think about in relation to cycles. Obviously, we're all operating on cycles. Sometimes it's time for yin, sometimes it's time for yang, but also within yourself with the cycle of the day. Notice how you feel in the morning versus how you feel in the evenings. And do you perhaps identify as more of a morning person? Are you more energized or motivated or inspired to do things in the morning? Or perhaps you're more of a night person, an evening person. You like to sleep in, start your day later, and you find yourself more active or awake at night. Take a moment to check in with yourself on that and just see, in the cycle of the day, in the cycle of the night and the morning, in the cycle of the yin and the yang, where is my optimal time? That's our word for today, optimal. Let's continue. Whatever the optimal time of day is for you, you should devote it to the cultivation of Tao. So as I said, take a moment to think about that. What is the optimal time of day for you? For example, dawn, when it is quiet, the world is fresh, and the mind is untainted by the day's events, is an ideal time to devote yourself to study. So think about that, the dawn, very, very early in the morning. Is that the time of day that works for you? Is that your optimal time of day? Morning, the time of birth, should not be wasted on a quick breakfast, a hastily read newspaper, and a manic rush to work. It is far better to awake from peaceful sleep, wash yourself, drink clear water, and immerse yourself in the rising energy of the day. That is a beautiful way to think about the morning. I love that, the rising energy of the day. So have a think. Are you best at dawn? Is that your optimal time? Or are you best in the morning? Is that your optimal time? Let's continue. If your optimal time is evening, there are two propitious intervals. Twilight, when the day and night come into balance, and midnight, when the first breath of the evening of the coming day arises. In the night, worldly cares are put aside. Rest and relaxation are paramount, and the entire world withdraws into nocturne. Night is the time of regeneration, and it should not be wasted on wanton entertainment, indulgent sexuality, and too much sleep. It is far better to retire from the cares of the day, bathe, and immerse yourself in the gestating power of the dark. So that's a really interesting way to think about the cycle of our day, and when we individually as unique human beings are feeling our most optimal, because it's going to be different for everybody. And then because everything in life is cyclical, it might be a cycle for you as well. There might be certain times of the month or certain days of the week where you feel more energized in the morning, but then on other days you feel more energized at night. Everything's constantly turning, everything's constantly in a cycle. You don't have to do the same thing every single day in and out. That's why it's important to check in with yourself. Check in with your energy level. How did I sleep last night? Is this going to be where I'm going to be the most optimal in the morning if I didn't have a good night of sleep? Or should I perhaps rest a little longer, start my day a little bit later? Check in with yourself and find out when is going to be the optimal time of day for you to be productive, to be creative, to be inspired, and do the things that you need to do for the day. There is no right or wrong. It's just about what's going to be optimal for you. So I encourage you to reread this passage in your own time and really think about that question. What is the optimal time of day for you? And always take a few moments throughout the day, as many as you need, to check in with yourself. See how you're feeling. See how you're feeling in your physical body. How are you feeling in your mental state? How are your emotions feeling? Check in and see what is the optimal time of day for me, or what is the optimal thing that I could do right now when you've checked in with yourself, to make sure that you're going to be functioning as happily and as positively as you possibly can be. So thank you so much for being here for 157 days. It's always wonderful to start the morning with you, and I will check in with you tomorrow. Bye.